All right. Hey, everybody. It's been a while from me. Camille, you haven't been able to hear from me for a while because I've been off. But we just wanted to follow up and just address some of the common themes that we've seen you all asking of us over the last week or so. And so this is going to be I think, our second time to talk. Time to talk. So as you can see here, we have Google Classroom up because we wanted to show you where we will be uploading videos, recordings of the things that we do, such as this, where we create these videos and we upload them here, where my mouse is hovering, to kind of just reference you to this video and say, hey, if you have a question that somebody else has also asked, you can go and watch this video where it will address that question for you. And then after that, if you still have questions, you can follow up with us and we can get back to you after that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so essentially we're going to use these to answer any common questions, like Camille said, that come up. And we'll also have the recorded office hours here as well for you to reference in case you can't make those calls.
Yep.
So moving on, one of the, to that end, one of the questions that I'm getting a lot is if you have to take your first test by that December 28th deadline. And the answer is yes. And the reason for that is that we ask that you all at least try to attempt your first exam by that date, because what we've noticed in the past is that the more that core members push off their attempts, their testing attempts, closer to June, it really starts to sneak up on them. They might not have had anticipated that they need to retest. So that's why we set you up to succeed by testing early and then also by testing often. That is still the expectation. The deadline is still December 28th. If for some reason you have an individual scenario, such as you're traveling, there's not a testing site, you can't get off work between now and then, whatever it might be, you are required to reach out to myself or Camille just to let us know that, and then we can give you an extension. So just want to make this crystal clear. All of you are still expected to test by December 28th. If for some reason you have an individual circumstance that won't allow you to test until January, please reach out to us and let us know so that we're not following up with you, asking you to register after that deadline, because we will be following up should you miss deadlines and we don't have that information or have a previous conversation with you all. The second thing I wanted to talk about is which tests to register for. So I have received probably about 12 emails from people just needing confirmation that they're registering for the right exam. 100% of you were correct on which exams you were going to be registering for. So my point in saying that is that trust your instincts, trust the resources that we have for you. We've worked really hard to make sure that you have all the answers that you need on Google Classroom, so you should be able to trust that as a process. Camille pulled up here for you all the spreadsheet that you probably recognize after looking at this. So please make sure to use this. This is your resource to know which tests you are taking. And again, 100% of you are right. So, we don't always have capacity to confirm all of the information that we've already put out there. So we want you to be your own best advocate. Make sure you get that answer for yourself. The last thing I want to say is I want to thank you all for letting us know about the PECT registration. A few of you had given me a heads up that we're not able to list Teach for America or the DOE as a score recipient for the PECT exams. That's totally fine. I appreciate you giving the heads up. That must have been a switch that has been made, but that's totally okay. You will still get your score reports. And we have changed the language here on Google Classroom, as you can see that Camille just highlighted. So wanted you to know that that's there. So that's it for testing. The next thing I want to talk about is timelines. I know that Google Classroom can look really overwhelming when you get inside of it. There's a lot of assignments, there's a lot of information. That is why we created the checklist. So the checklist is really built to pace yourself. Not everything in Google Classroom is due at once. As you can see, we've worked really hard to make sure this checklist segments all of your next steps and has subsequent deadlines. That's also why we said in our onboarding video, we suggest sitting down with your planner, with your phone, with however you keep track of your deadlines and plugging these in so that you can pace yourself. Not everything is due right now. We've prioritized what's most important to be done now, and then what you can wait on that will come over the next few months, such as like hiring. You don't have to work on that right now. However, we want to make sure that for those of you who have time now but might be busier in the spring, that all of the assignments are on Google Classroom. So if for some reason you want to start working on some of this stuff, like if you want to upload your headshot or your resume, you can do all of that. It's just not going to be, we're not going to be following up with you should you not turn it in by these deadlines. And one quick note, again, all of these deadlines are deadlines. If we do not have information from you on these dates, we will be following up with you to get it.
Exactly. One last thing that we want to make sure we address or readdress is the communication norms that we talked about in the onboarding video. So if you have an issue, your first step should be to review Google Classroom, which I see that a lot of you all have been doing. We have webinars on there. We have transcriptions of them if you don't want to watch the video. And we also have a bunch of other resources that include frequently asked questions. So please make sure that you review that. If your query is not addressed there, then email me. Make sure you CC Steph on there, and we will get back to you within 48 hours. Please note that is within 48 hours. If we don't get back to you immediately, that is because we also have other roles and other responsibilities that we have to prioritize so that we can get our job done, so that we can be more effective for you. And also, if many people are having the same issue at the same time, we will record something like what we're doing right now, which would be called a time to talk, and then we'll upload it to that office hours section in Google Classroom. And then we also have those scheduled office hours where you can actually join in on our live stream of that, and then we'll record those and we'll also upload those so you can watch them later. And also, if you haven't been able to reach me at any point, then call my office phone. It's in my signature on my email, and I'll also put it on Google Classroom. But you can call every day except for Wednesday because we work from home on Wednesdays. So if I don't answer, leave me a voicemail, and if I don't have an answer for you at the time, I will get back to you within 48 hours. So please make sure that you give us that time to get back to you. We want to be there as much for you as much as we can, but we do have competing priorities. Speaking of which, next week is Thanksgiving. And so we wanted to say happy holidays to you all. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, then happy day off of whatever it is that you'll be doing. But we will not be in the office next week. I particularly won't be here from next Monday all the way till the following Monday. So please make sure that you all are cognizant of that we will not be as available as we have been for you thus far. But yeah.
I'll be here Monday and Tuesday. So if you need anything, I'll be here Monday, Tuesday. And then our office is actually closed Wednesday to Friday. So no one will be responding to anything. But we will get back to you that following week when we return after our break.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you all.
Thanks, y'all.
Take care.